Hello traders, in today's video we're going to be talking about all of the indicators created by Leviathan, or Leviathan, I don't know how to pronounce his name. This guy pumps out some of the absolute top-notch best indicators you're ever going to find on Tradingview for free. There's really nothing better, I think, than these on Tradingview. These are really, really cool. So my favorite of his custom indicators is range analysis. This one allows you to select any range, and it allows you to convert that range into whatever you want it to be. So you might look at this and say, Bennett, that's just a volume profile. You'd be wrong. That is an open interest profile, which is something that is incredibly powerful, because what this is showing is the net increase, the net decrease in positions, i.e. open interest, throughout different prices. This is going to show you much, much, much better data than volume profile. This is way better. He also has the indicator open interest profile. I don't love that one. I prefer this one because it allows you to make a custom profile. If you want the code that I have, not the code. If you want the settings that I have, you can go to my Discord that I'm going to link below. That also has a bunch of alpha that you can get. And if you're interested, definitely recommend subbing because we do live streams, really cool events. I publish articles on basically how to make money through arbitrage and other things. Just a lot of really cool stuff. So definitely check it out in the link below. Let's go over this now. What you need to look for when you're looking at an open interest profile like this is you need to look for where are the majority positions, because that's where support and resistance are likely to be. Okay? So we can see here that the majority of positions are very obviously on ARB at this price right here at 1.19. Now I want to show you something. I'm going to show you the rest of the chart. This data right here is not incorporating data from any other points other than this vertical line to this vertical line. So all of this data that you're looking at is just this to this. So all of this came after, right? Well, look how cool this is. Price actually fell after this uptrend from here to here. I collected all this data for open interest, right? Price fell, but price fell exactly to the point of high open interest. Now, if you didn't have this indicator, how on earth would you know where support is? Like you look at price right here, and this is the information you have. I mean, it's kind of tough. Maybe support's here, maybe it's higher up here. Who knows? But when you have data like open interest profile, it's just revealing so much data about where people are trapped in their positions. So as you can see here, this large pocket of open interest led to an exact support point. Exactly. Right here. And then if you look at, let me show it again. If you look at other open interest chunks right up here, that's where eventually resistance became, which is just honestly perfect. Now, the settings that I have for this, again, I'm going to be sharing that in my private Discord, but these settings are using net data. That is open interest increase minus open interest decrease for a different price, for that price point, okay? So this is just one example of really how this can really help you. Super easy to change the settings. All you gotta do is this. So if I wanna go uptrend to downtrend, this is gonna show me all current support and resistance levels. Now, guess what? Now I know that if price ever goes down, that this point right here is probably gonna be very strong resistance. Or I know if price goes up, guess what? This point right here is probably gonna be very strong support. Okay, let's go over another example. SXP, also known as swipe. So with swipe, what I have right here is I have data. I can show you guys that so far, but I have data from this vertical line at the base of the uptrend to this, to where a mini downtrend began on swipe. There's a lot of data here, but definitely take a look at it. Remember, past that second vertical line is the result, if that makes sense. So as you can see here, we know that there's a lot of resistance right at this price point of 0.75, and this data went up to here. Price could not go higher than 0.75, 0.76. So you can see right there, look at that. The reason that happened is just look at just how much open interest was built there. When you have a ton of open interest rising at a price level, a lot of people don't have access to that kind of information, but when you know it, it basically means that a lot of traders are trapped there. When a lot of traders are trapped at a price point, they tend to want to exit their positions if price ever goes back, which creates points of support and resistance. That's exactly what's been happening here. You can also see other very large points of open interest increases down here. I will bet you anything that if SXP falls, it will see some very strong support around the 0.55 to 0.6 area. So the quick thing you need to know, if you want to say, how can I incorporate this indicator in like less than 10 seconds? What you need to know is this. Strong pockets of green, i.e. increases of open interest, correspond to levels of strong support and strong resistance. Large decreases in open interest, i.e. the red that you see on that profile, on the open interest profile, indicate price points where price is probably likely just going to fly right past that point. The reason that a drop in open interest can lead to just prices flying past it is if there aren't that many positions that were created there, not much reason for price to have much difficulty surpassing it. Okay, and again, I could change this. I could change this. It even works in a 1 minute time frame. It's probably going to. I probably need to go fit there. And again, I'm going to post all of this on my Discord, so don't worry about that. If I do, let's say April. And then let's do 06. Let's just see the data from there. That would be, right. I could probably do more. Here we go. Oh yeah, I want to show this one. This would be good. Just this, yeah, this range right here. So I've isolated this range right here. As I wait for that to load, I also want to show you guys the Bitcoin one. So this is the current open interest profile range for Bitcoin. And this is representing all different, all of this different data right here. But as you can see, you can very quickly spot levels of strong support and levels of strong resistance. Strong resistance is very clearly at the 28,300s and the 28,200s. Strong support is very clearly at 26,000. There's just not that much support anywhere here. Here's where it gets interesting. If you look right here, what do we see? We see a large drop in open interest around these levels right below 28K. What does that mean? Well, if there's not much open interest in this price gap right here, in the open interest profile in the 27,000s, it's likely that if Bitcoin falls just a little bit more, it's going to tank. Not saying Bitcoin will tank, but what this does mean is if price breaches 27.6 or 27,500, it's probably going to collapse quite quickly. Collapse being like dropping by a few $100s around that. And you can see that because there's just not that much open interest built here. Let's see if SXP is not loading for some reason, which is kind of annoying me. Did I get the dates wrong or let me see. Maybe it works in the 1 minute, but it's like not wanting to work with me right now. It's not wanting to play ball. If I do that and that. The ... No, whatever. SXP doesn't want to work with me. So sometimes you do need to change the indicator values, i.e. the resolution. The resolution is, the resolution here is set to, I think, 100. The lower that number is, the more likely that the data will be fine. The higher that number is, the less likely that the data will be fine. Last thing I want to show you guys before closing out this video is let's go to the 1 week chart, and I'm going to make this a lot more data. Like let's go up to here. Oh, there you go. That is really interesting data. So this is showing open interest increases and open interest decreases on the weekly time frame. But let's get a little bit more granular on the daily. Perfect. It immediately updated. You can see here strong levels of resistance and support. But if you want to be a little bit more pinpoint, what you probably want to do is get closer to current levels, like around here. So if we look here, there's clearly very, very strong support at 20,000. That's not that surprising that a lot of people enter positions at 20,000. There's also a lot of support down here in the 23,000s. But this is so zoomed out that it's probably not helpful unless you're a very long-term trader. So I don't really recommend zooming out this much, but it still can show you a bunch of data. Like about this range right here, this is from June 2022. To about a year later to now, almost a year later. And if we look at this data, what you can basically see is strong support around 20,000, strong support around 24,000, some decent support at the lower 27,000s. That's why I think that price might just fly down to 27,000 and then probably rise from there. So yeah, a lot of things that you can do with this indicator. I'm going to be sharing what I have custom made for this, but Leviathan has a bunch of different other things too. If you want a much simpler way to do this, you can just use open interest profile. It's not my favorite when compared to range analysis, but it's a much quicker way to get things to work. You can just do this. You set this to daily, and then the open interest profile should just load from there. But with that, that's going to be it for this video. I really like this indicator. Oh, one last thing. I don't love that the open interest profile doesn't allow you to do net. It seems like you can only just do standard open interest, and it doesn't subtract increase versus decrease, which is unfortunate, but whatever. So that's why I prefer the other one that has, that has data that's already net delta. But yeah, you can use the open interest profile here. This indicator is crazy overpowered. If this was like a video game, I would say you would need to nerf it. All right, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys want access to the settings that I have here, any other code that I have, any alpha drops, any live streams, just really everything that you can possibly do in crypto to make money, click the link in the description below, and we're gonna help you out. With that, happy trading. I'll see you guys in the next one.